I always find it quite difficult to put it exactly into words, but it's music that surprises. It's music that's complex and sometimes experimental, but is very, very melodic. And whether that's like weird time signatures or chord changes that make your stomach go, whoa, it's stuff that takes you by surprise when you're watching it. And often, if it's really good and it's the first time I've heard it, it makes me laugh out loud. That's a good indicator that they're doing the right thing. It's very much about that, having music that in some way twists the norms, so it doesn't just do what you expect it to do. And that could be like doing massively complicated, weird stuff, or it could be absolutely not doing massively complicated, weird stuff, but just ploughing a very specific furrow until you get something just transcendent and amazing. It's really a passion project, and it's a total indulgence for me personally. But curating all this music that I think will excite people who are into similar things to me is a great privilege. So I chose Buds and Spawn as the name for the promotions because it was really important to me that Eddie Cardiac's fans out there knew that this was for them, that they were going to hear music that was going to tick some of those same boxes. Cardiacs are a very unique band, and one that has a very loyal and committed fan base. It's hard to put into words what really does it about that music, but those who know. So it was important that people knew. So Tim Smith's music was pivotal for me. I discovered Cardiacs when I was probably 16, I think, and the person who's expressed it best was Carvis Tarabi, who ended up being a guitarist for Cardiacs. He said it was music that reached parts of your brain that you didn't even realise were there. And it's not just Tim's music, but there's a whole family of bands and musicians that have grown up around Cardiacs that have been influenced by them, produced by Tim, that make a real range of music. It's not all, some folk, some more jazz, like there's a huge, and it's a lovely, loving family of people, and that's Tim's kind of biggest legacy, was bringing that load of people together. I will be forever grateful. So I've chosen this sort of music because there wasn't really opportunity to see bands playing this sort of music in Sheffield, or even really that easily in Manchester or Leeds or further afield. They're bands with small but dedicated followings, which makes it hard for them to tour. But I think that's only because people haven't heard of them, not because they're not amazing at what they do. So I'm aiming to get more people to know how amazing they are at what they do. I've always had the feeling that you have a responsibility. If you can't find the thing that you want to do, then you have to make it happen. And that's kind of been an underpinning philosophy for the last 20 odd years, really. So yeah, bands like Barrington and Stephen Evans that were put on in the first round of gigs in 2019, there were people that I really wanted to see, but there wasn't opportunity. They couldn't tour because they weren't well enough known to get the gigs out of London. So I decided I would try and build something so that they could come and play for us, and that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I was planning to put on some live gigs this year, but it was more than that, really. I was lucky enough to have secured some funding from Arts Council England as part of their Supporting Grassroots Live Music programme, which would have meant I could have put on 4 really ambitious gigs. One was going to be at the Aberdale Picture House, one was going to be a really intimate event at Bishop's House, and 2 of them were going to be at Theatre Delhi. I was so excited about having the opportunity to put these things on, but really at the moment I don't want to plan anything that I've then got to cancel, or because I've only got one shot at using this money. So yeah, the pandemic's changed everything, but what I'm most concerned with is that the artists that were involved in the original project and the crew and technical team that were going to get work through it still get some work, and that we don't just put everything on hold for 2 years. So we've decided to do some live stream shows. So that means commissioning the headline artists to create us some exciting original video content, and we're going to put on a recording day for the local bands so that they can get some really good quality sessions recorded that they can then use to promote themselves going forwards. I'm going to try and encourage the headliners and the local supports to do a little bit of work together. Not sure what that might look like. I think it will depend really on people's interests and how well they get on and vibe off each other, but trying to do as much as possible to keep the flame alive whilst live music's not really viable. I think probably people doing their own DIY gigs, so artists that aren't getting out touring to be doing more stuff online. I think there are ways of doing that where there is an audience experience to be had, but I do think as soon as we can get back to gigs, that bringing together of people can't really be replaced by online. So no, and I am still very much looking forward to the time at which we can put gigs on again, but I'm absolutely determined that I won't be doing that until I feel fully comfortable that it's safe for people to gather and to sing together. And I don't want to be in a position where I'm trying to persuade people to come out and do something that's risky in order to not lose money. That would just be a horrible position to be in. So we'll stick with doing the stuff that we can do safely, so that it doesn't exclude anybody who may not be, whose health may not be perfect, who might be shielding, and we'll make the best of it. So our very first live stream show will be on Thursday the 22nd of October from 7:30 p.m. We're going to be hosting it on YouTube Live, although you will need to register for a ticket. You can find out how to do that on our website www.budsandspawn.co.uk. Our headline artist is Valve, who are a 3-piece from London led by Chloe Harrington, who is a super talented woman. Some of you may know her as the bassoon player from Knife World. She also plays with Chrome Hoof, but she's really interested in experimenting with sound and atmosphere and visuals. I'm really excited to see what they've put together for us. Local support will come from Persona, which is Raquel and Claire, who are also in People Here. We're going to be recording their live session in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm really looking forward to that one too. We've also got special guest Kunal Singhal from Chaos Theory, who are my heroes, to be honest, and have been pioneering how you pivot from promoting live gigs to doing online stuff, and been doing an amazing job of it. So that's Thursday the 22nd of October, 7:30. Get over to our website and grab a ticket.